What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my review for Kandi and the Gang. This is season 1, episode 1. Now, I initially did not have plans on reviewing this show, but you know, after watching it, I was kind of interested, and plus, I used to be a huge fan of Vanderpump Rules. When I tell y'all, white people in a drama used to intrigue me, but annoy me at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, I used to really love, and this is before I even thought about doing reviews, but I used to love reading Kristen, getting Katie Raggedy behind together. Like, I just used to love watching that show. So I was like, okay, I definitely do want to watch this show because it is very Vanderpump Rules-esque. Is just, you know, a black housewife with black cast members. So I'm definitely interested in Kandi and the Gang. So here we are doing a review. Now the episode opens up with Todd and his vision for OLG back when they were filming Housewives of Atlanta. Fast forward 5 years later, and Kandi, or not Kandi and the Gang, but OLG is still booming with business. Now, to me, I do look at OLG more so as a touristy attraction for African Americans. You know, for some white people too. I did see some white people in attendance, but it really seems like a lot of people come to OLG because they are out-of-towners. I don't know a lot of people that frequent at OLG. First of all, the lines are always long. And then a lot of people that I know that have been there, they say that it's hit or miss. And, you know, it's not really nothing to write home about, which is unfortunate. But, you know, there's always room for improvement. So Kandi is saying a lot of her family works there. She has cousins that are a part of the staff and things of that nature. Things started to go down here for the restaurant once they had a high turnover on management. So at this point, they have had no manager for a year, a little over a year. And that's crazy. Like, okay. So, yeah. They don't have any management. The staff do what they want. Kandi doesn't want to fire them because of loyalty. Sis, you're going to have, I understand. But at the same time, this is your business. And if they're not making your business better, then, baby, you got to cut off the dead weight. Issue 2 is that Todd and Kandi aren't at the restaurant as frequently as they once were, because we know that they have 1,000 other businesses that they got to operate on, to the point where Don Juan is at the restaurant a lot, and Kandi doesn't even like that because he's supposed to be managing her other businesses. But sis, y'all got to get some type of management. Hence why they decided to hire Phil. Now, Phil is the director of operations. He was helping out over at Blaze, and now he's taking his talents over to OLG to get the girls together. So we get introduced to him. He's a very no-nonsense type of guy. He said, no, he does not have a military background, baby. He is just hard up like that. OLG is definitely different from where he has come from, but he's willing to help because he wants to be a part of a black-owned business that helps employ a lot of African Americans as well. So the staff doesn't even really know why he's there. He's just pretty much observing, and they want to go ahead and introduce him to the staff. He even tells Kandi that her family doesn't respect authority. I said, oh, baby, when I tell you I was waiting on Kandi to gather him, because you know you do not play with Kandi's family, okay? The damn, what episode was that? The Pillow Talk episode, when Nene was like, my man. That is one of the funniest scenes to me. So anyway, I was waiting on Kandi to get him together, but she did not. So then we get introduced to some other staff members. We get introduced to Chandrika. Child, she is the original host. They were shady as hell in her description when they said that her side hustle is selling designer shades. I said, bitch, where? You will not get me with them AliExpress shades, because them wigs say it all, boo. You are not making bank off of selling them knockoff shades. I said, girl, please. Anywho, Dom Unique, is a bartender. She is also a professional dancer. So she's danced for Meg Thee Stallion, and you know, she's pretty much in and out, baby. She here one day, gone the next. So she loves the flexibility that she has. And we get introduced to Brandon. Brandon is the manager. He is the work flirt. And baby doesn't have any type of management experience. he just got thrown in there and they don't have any training for him. I said, now, why didn't y'all, because there's other managers. I seen one of the managers at the little reunion party. So why don't y'all get him to shadow her or, you know, do some type of on-site training, baby. Maybe that's not what he wants for himself because that wasn't his initial role or whatever, but I don't know. Just get him together, first of all, because baby definitely needs some training. They have this team meeting. Mind you, they decided to have this team meeting, and it's 12 minutes before opening. Why didn't y'all have this team meeting hours beforehand, huh? Because when I used to work at Nike, when we had staff meetings, it was earlier in the day to where it would never overflow or interfere with the business hours. Kandi, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and set y'all meetings hours ahead of time to prevent these things from happening. So she introduces the staff to Phil, and Chandrika automatically says, ugh, I do not like him. Okay, you don't like him. So then she takes a shot about being the original. And I'm going to need her to stop doing that because they're doing this reunion because they want to bring in some of the old staff and get them acquainted with the new staff and things of that nature. And then that's when she made the shot about being the original. Sis, don't nobody care about that. I'm going to need you to relax. And she continues to say that throughout the episode. Yeah, the OLG reunion is to bring the place back to life. She likes to keep her people around because of loyalty, like I said. But my thing is, oh, I skipped the part. But my thing is, I'm with Todd. Why am I keeping you for loyalty when you're not doing what I'm asking you to do? I don't care how long you've been here. I'm looking at what you've done since you've been here. Get rid of that mindset. So at this point, the meeting pretty much breaks up. Don Juan pulls Phil and Chandrika over to the side because he sees the tension and Chandrika is making comments. Everybody peep game that she is not happy about Phil being a part of the staff. So Don Juan is basically like, y'all need to get this together. He is a part of our leadership team. Like, ma'am, get with the program. So she's trying to go back and forth with him. And Phil told her straight up, look, one thing I'm not going to do is go back and forth with hourly staff. I said, ooh. And then went as far as calling her a greeter in his confessional. Now, I mean, that is what she is. But, I mean, we know the whole chain of command thing. But everybody has a role to play here, okay? Don't try to downplay her role here because she is needed. However, I understand what you had to say to get a bitch off your back. When you ain't fucking with her, baby, some shade was thrown. But like I said, every role counts when it comes down to a job. So, Phil basically sent her home because she took their issue onto the floor and she wanted to share it with Dominique. And it's like, girl, we're still talking about this? Mind you, at this point, the opening is delayed because they still laying down carpet. And then you got Chandrika, the host, and she's having all these issues. The staff is still vacuuming and cleaning up. Like I said, all of this stuff should have been happening before opening. No time near opening. Okay, but yeah, since she was running off at the mouth, he said, baby, go home. Go home since you want to talk your shit. I said, I know that's right. I am Team Phil because one thing about it, Miss Chandrika, you talk about, I'm not a Georgia peach. You ain't one of them. You from New York. Well, guess what? He met you where you was at. He got on your level and he sent your ass home. You want to play victim and do all that crying and shit as if he hurt you, but you started off popping off. So then he gave you the same energy and all of a sudden you the victim and he doing too much and he extra as fuck. This whole confessional, like IG story type of situation that they have going on is kind of weird. I mean, I get it. It's like a live form of a confessional, but it's just kind of weird because even when they introduced Chandrika, they posted one of her actual Instagram stories about her complaining about, I guess, the customers waiting on wait time or inquiring about wait time. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's like, I get it, but I don't. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that whole Instagram thing. Because my whole thing is, y'all actually pulled that first one about her complaining about the customers. Y'all pulled that from her real Instagram. That's kind of weird. Like, oh yeah, let's pull this information so we can show the world how disrespectful you are to the customers. And I mean, she has no shame in her game. She is very vocal about how she don't want to do this. She don't want to do that. She tired of the restaurant, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they opened the business 20 minutes late, and I ain't like that. Fast forward, we now over to Auntie Nora's house. I did not realize that the OLGs was that deep in the game. Auntie Nora is the oldest. I always thought Bertha was the oldest, but Auntie Nora is the oldest. She's 82. Bertha is 80, and then Joyce is like 72 or 74. She's the baby of the group. Kandi went over there to get their opinions on what they thought about the restaurant, and she pulls Aunt Bertha outside, and Aunt Bertha said, none of these employees is worth a damn. I said, okay. Call it what it is. And then she said Sandrilla got a nasty attitude. Did y'all see the edit with her teeth being sharp? Bitch, I said, okay, Chandrilla. Joyce said that Brandon don't give a fuck about the business. She heard him say it. And Auntie Nora said that some of the employees don't care. And at this point, she gonna throw one of them over a fence. I said, now, Auntie Nora, you know you can't do that. Yeah, you can't be threatening the staff like that. So that was Kandi's whole thing. She said, look, when we first pitched this idea to the OLGs, we just wanted their recipes and for them to do a little photo op in the restaurant from time to time. Not them getting smart with the employees, making threats, showing up, being in the kitchen and doing this and that. And I'm like, yeah, Mama Joyce, if you in the kitchen, if all y'all in the kitchen, y'all need to get out. Okay? It's okay to tweak the recipes or whatever. If you feeling like that fried chicken ain't hitting how yours usually is, it's okay. But y'all old. And baby, one thing about it, when you don't have non-slip shoes on in a kitchen at a restaurant, it's a slippery slope, boo. Trust me. Get her up out of there for real. So then we get down to this reunion and we get introduced to Torin. He's the event planner, or the previous event planner. He used to host OLG Friday Night Lives, but he ended up quitting because he felt like he was stretched too far. He ended up getting thrown into the management role as well. Like, it's just a lot of chaos and confusion. Everybody seems to go into this place and it sounds like, baby, one day you might walk in, you're going to have to be the host. One day you walk in, you're going to have to be the dishwasher. Like, that's a lot to take in when you don't really know what your role is at a job, and every day is just a mystery. You don't know what you're walking into. So I totally understand why some people would be like, fuck it, I'm about to leave. Because that's how I was when I used to work at Steak and Shake. Baby, we used to be the host, the busboy, the server. Sometimes we would be the cook. We would be the dishwasher, we would be the shake maker, and we would be the cashier. And I'm not exaggerating. Anybody who watching this video, if you ever worked at Steak and Shake, baby, you know that you used to have to do it all, especially when you work the late night shift. I used to work nights, so like 5 to 12 or like 5 to 1 in the morning. Sometimes I'll work till 4 o'clock in the morning, depending on if the person overnight is coming in. Baby, when I tell y'all, I used to be busting my ass. So I understand this whole restaurant situation and like the chaos. I know a lot of people think that Steak and Shake is a fast food restaurant, baby. Until you work there, you will understand that it's not. It's really made to order restaurant that just so happen to have a drive-through. But anywho, I totally get why people would want to leave. He just wanted to be an event planner. That's it. That's all. We see Chandrika, she's there. The rest of the staff is there as well. And she sees Phil and she's like, look, I'm going to just know my role with him. I'm going to keep my head down. I'm going to do what I need to do, especially because you've been here for 4 years. Girl, this whole sorority mindset of hazing and treating people different because they're new within the staff, cut that out, because you've been here for 4 years and you still ain't shit. You still suck at your job. Look at the Yelp reviews, boo. That's the whole thing. Like, Kandi, you so hell-bent on loyalty, but when y'all pull up them Yelp reviews and people are saying that the host got a shitty attitude, blah, 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 you think that's a good reflection on your business? You think anybody would want to come there and that's the first thing that they experience is a rude-ass host? Girl, no ma'am. Stop it. So, we see Dominique, I'm going to start calling her Dom, and Brandon, they have this flirtatious thing going on. They got sexual energy amongst the two of them, and later on, he asked her out on a date. So, yeah, that is what it is with them. Todd wants to use this opportunity as a mixer to have the old staff members bring their friends and hopefully onboard them onto the staff. Child, good luck. Then we get introduced to another former member, Brian. Brian is a former bartender. Child, he around there promote his business. I said, I know that's right. He started passing out flyers for egg rolls, his food truck. I said, look, this is the time to do it. The cameras is here, boo. Okay? Go ahead and sell that business. He said, yes, he has eaten that OLG before. And it's kind of like Patti LaBelle's voice. It's hit or miss. I said, oh. Like I said, a lot of people have definitely told me that. I appreciate his honesty because that is somewhere that he's working at or used to work at. So he was keeping it real with the people. And like I said, a lot of people did say that, you know, sometimes you go there, it's good. Sometimes you go there, it's not. I heard the deviled eggs is really good, but I never been one for deviled eggs. Like, nasty. I don't like boiled eggs. I don't like the smell of them. It's getting nasty. So Kandi is trying to promote him to come back, and we already know he on board. She then gets us, she then speaks to Rashard. He's like the baby of the group. I think he's 28. He looked like a baby. He kind of looked like, he reminds me, that's who he remind me of. He remind me of T.I.'s son. Both of them actually, Messiah and the money. If it ain't about the money. Anyway, Rashard is a host at Blaze, and Kandi wants him over here at OLG to help for when Chandrika is not there. I said, how many people from Blaze you gonna pull out to bring over to OLG? Do you care about Blaze? I mean, she said that Phil had got them together, so maybe that's the reason why she was able to move Phil over to OLG and do the same with Rashard. But look, I guess, child, you gotta maintain both companies, sis. I need you to keep some of your employees over there. Now, going over to the next business day, Rashard comes to work, and I said, baby, this hosting area is a mess. This cinder block shit that y'all got going on, These Chinese restaurant to-go bags, absolutely not. If you're selling your brand, we need you to get some brown paper bags that have the OLG logo on it. Because when people leave, you know, it's downtown. Some people may be picking up their food. They may be walking around the city. That's advertisement. If people are leaving in Chinese restaurant to-go bags or takeout to-go bags, I don't want to say Chinese restaurant, but those bags always put me in the mindset of a Chinese restaurant. If people are leaving with that, you're no longer branding your company. So people, they don't know where you just left from. That's not going to draw people that are actually seeing your bags from people who have taken out of the restaurant. So I just need her to keep that in mind. But yeah, y'all need a podium. It needs to be nicer back there because that is giving mess. I ain't like that clear, saying like, oh, clutter. And it is not appealing. Rashard said that he was making less at OLG than what he was making at Blaze. I wouldn't have showed up. I wouldn't have showed up. I'm not making less to be stressed out more. Because how that work? Who is this calling me? Baby, somebody FaceTiming me and I don't know the number. No, ma'am. Anyway. I think I know who that is. Anyway, I ain't got time to be babbling too long because my computer is like backed up on space. So I got to buy me a hard drive this week. But I'm not too pressed for it because I'm not going to be on my computer this weekend. Like I said, my birthday weekend is kicking off tomorrow. So right now I'm at 18 minutes. I don't want to make this video no longer than 25 minutes because I'm going to have to upload it on my phone because my space is filled up on my laptop with all my videos. I got like 200 videos. So I got to buy a hard drive and do all of this. I was talking to somebody from Apple who recommended one. So yeah, I got to hurry up. Anyway, I noticed too, that one of the staff members was cutting up lemons with no gloves on. No, these are things that y'all are catching on camera that could definitely turn people off. Y'all need to get it together now. He know damn well he needs some gloves on. Is C-19 out here and just germs in general. So yeah, Chandrika started to show him the ropes. I was kind of like, he should already know what to do, but I understand it's a different layout. It's a different restaurant. So yeah, she's trying to show him the way. Dom tells us that they have 4 rushes a day. And Phil is trying to communicate with Brandon like, hey, we got the servers here. We got 2 hosts here, blah, blah, blah. And Brandon is giving airhead. I don't understand what's going on with Brandon. But sorry, I don't care if you think that Phil is a stick in the mud. You as somebody who does not have any training, you need to allow him to be your mentor, boo, because you just walking around twiddling your thumb thinking that your charm is going to get you by. You need to learn some type of management skills. Like, I'm just looking at him like, baby, get a grip. So, Rashad says that Chandrika is not a good host, and he really wouldn't want her seating him because of her neck piercing. I said, now hold on, because that terrible blonde that you had on in the trailer, baby, don't be talking about nobody. I know a piercing and a hairstyle really is not the same thing, but it still go with appearance. And that neck piercing is definitely a distraction, because every time I see her in them badass wigs that she be wearing, I look right at that neck piercing like, girl, she is not that girl. And that's the thing. She be thinking that she that girl, but she really not. Like, them wigs. But that's what I'm saying. How you selling designer things and your wigs is giving low budget? It's not adding up. Your wigs and your wardrobe do not add up to these high-end glasses that you're supposed to be selling on your side hustle. It must not be doing too good, sis. Anyway, baby, it just seems like a lot of chaos and confusion when it comes down to the organization, because they see people downstairs first and then fill up the upstairs area. And upstairs would be like the main attraction. If you walk into a restaurant, the first thing you're gonna see is the upper area, not downstairs. So I don't know, you would think that with it being the overflow area, you would want to see people upstairs before the overflow. And then on top of that, Chandrika is sending people downstairs to wait for a table, but then she's also directing them to their cars. It's just a lot. Like, it needs more structure. They need a better operating system. I don't know if they have a waiting area outside of downstairs, but something's got to give, honey. Y'all got way too many people waiting around for a long time. I don't know. The power goes out, and this is typical. Apparently, this happens on the block all the time, and Kandi said eventually she wants to get a generator. Eventually, if this happens all the time, why wasn't this a priority the first or at least the second time? Because that's important. And then Todd fixes his mouth to say that this is a big to-do. You have to go pull permits, and you have to figure out where the generator is going to be, X, Y, and Z. And you're okay with your place of business being out of electricity for an hour or two from time to time? So you mean to tell me, as a businessman, this sounds good to you? You have customers waiting outside for hours on end, whether it be cold or hot outside. They're facing extreme weathers to go and eat at your place of business. They got to be greeted by a rude-ass host. It takes a long time for the food. It's hit or miss. And then they could possibly face electricity going out. So then all of a sudden it's hot in the building. They don't know where their food is, because at this point it's another delay. They can't leave without paying at this point, but y'all don't have any type of, I don't know, handheld devices that are battery operated or something along those lines that could get them checked out faster. Like, I don't know. Y'all don't have any type of backup plans to try to accommodate the customer. You're okay with this? It just doesn't make sense. That does not give a great customer experience. That is not excellent customer service. And what you're doing, you coming out of your mouth, that sounds terrible. That's poor workmanship and poor leadership. And baby, you don't need to be owning the business if you got this type of mindset. Because what in the entire fuck? That doesn't sound, that makes somebody not even want to go there. If I'm eating there and I have to have this 2-hour wait only to go in there, have delays on food and things of that nature, and then possibly have the electricity go out and be hot up in that motherfucker. Like, no. That shit sounds dumb as fuck. So, pretty much that was the end of the show. I'm interested to see what the show has to give. I'll be back next week, but that was just my thoughts on OLG. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. Let's get down in the comments and talk. Y'all let me know who y'all think y'all's favorite staff members would be just off of first impressions. Like I said, I like Dom Unique. I like Phil. I might like Brian, the former bartender. He seemed pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. There was a fine dude that was a part of the staff meeting. He had a jean button-up shirt on. I said, who is you? And no, it's not her cousin Patrick. It was somebody else, baby. He was the... I see you. I'm gonna have to pull up at OLG, even though I know they ain't got no vegan options, boo. But anyway, let's get down in the comments and talk, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.